Good morning, MM.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. You?
I'm well, very well. Hauja
Okay.
kwa stopped out jana. Muko tu sawa.
Never stopped out for zingine by the way. But I'm learning that shida yangu ni how I'm placing those stop losses.
Nini?
How I'm placing the stop losses.
Oh,
Mm.
sijali. It's something uta work on too. It's easy. Uta learn to with time. These things become very easy by the way. Lakini ukianza zinakanga complex. So nyingi zilitrace jana because of some Chinese inflation. Is what happened. No, this is what GBP did. This is what Aussie did. This is what the Euro did. USD card. So yeah, kulikuwa na a lot of retracement. Leo actually ni kama tuko back test. Kuna a lot tutakuwa tunapitia. Na wengine ndio wana join. Good morning, Martin.
Morning too.
Morning, Martin.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Karibu sana. So leo ni siku ya kufunga. Of course tutakuwa wachache. Tutakuwa ofisi wase wanabanga. Tutakuwa ofisi watu wanabanga jeans na t-shirt leo. Alafu if you made pips this week, last week, the previous week, again, hakuna curfew, you can go and party. You can go partying today.
Wameachilia hiyo kitu kabisa.
Labda president aongee leo, but hata akiongea si anasemanga effective tomorrow, so sijui. But as at now hakuna curfew, so tuko tu sawa.
Unapatana na mimi hapa tumeishi mwapiga mpaka hata mjui kafi hakuna.
Mazee, pia unajua wase walikuwa wamesota. Watu wenyewe wanakulia tu ni hao watu wa pips hapa na watu wanauza mask labda. Na wenye wana wash vaccine. Angela, mambo?
Mimi niko salama.
Wewe ushaingia wash ama bado?
Fanya nini huko?
Hujapata connections?
Bado.
Usijali. Mtu anaanza na kuuza mask. Ukiuza mask unapata.
Najuana na watu.
I wish ningekuwa najuana nao. Ningekuwa napiga picha kwa yacht na kwa jet. Alafu na wachocha ni pips. Wewe wa South Africa wanafanyanga. Hivyo. Baada wase wanaweza kuchocha ufikirie kutrade mazao unafaa tu kuomoka na day 1 na 1 year na 2 years. Wale wase wameomoka na forex na ama trading in general ni wase wameishi hapo like for so long.
Yeah.
Like I always say, the game is consistency. Ukiwa consistent na trading inaweza kupeleka far, but huwezi pata pips leo. Hata you can get a good trade yenye itakupea hata $10,000. Hiyo ni good money in Kenya, but for how long? That's the point. So hata heri upate hiyo pesa kidogo, but for a very long time itakusustain. But ukitaka kuturingia pia hapa online, tutashukuru tu. Sasa tutafanya nini? Tutaiteka kama inspiration. Wengine watakuwa ma haters.
Wengine watapata pressure.
Of course. Mema anaanza kuslay. Malin, umeanza kuslay ama bado? Ndio unaanza kuslay. Genge picture in a yacht in Dubai for the weekend. Sijali, the fantasies of this world. Anyway, so guys, Great Britain pound, this is how it has been performing. We've been expecting it to go lower actually, and yeah, it did. So if you're in this trade, I bet you are lucky, unless ulikuwa stopped out na spikes, but there were not much spikes here. So maybe just a bad entry, a bad take profit, stop loss placement. Kama sasa, for example, let me give an example here. Once this red candle did form, I'm sure there are some people who thought that the market has started moving, and they did get in and place their stop loss above this. Like I always say, you need to give your trades a breather. You need to give your trades a breather. If you're targeting a lot of pips, then you could also give a good breather on that specific currency pair. And so the best place would have been placed to place stop loss above this resistance area, because again, we could have wanted to retest this area. So that is how stop losses work. That's just an example of how you use support and resistance to place stop losses. There will be more to come. There will be more to come. Just that is just an example. So if you're getting in here, then the best place to get your stop losses is above this area. If you place it above this SNR area, then you must be ready to be to take some losses or even trail your stop losses once you start getting your money. Again, sometimes we wait for so long to get our profits until the market retraces. For example, that person who got in here, trailed them stop losses here. Unapata alikuja katolewa na just a spike up and a life ikaendelea like nothing happened. So it's always good to watch out for such things. Those are things that you learn in the market. But that has been a very good setup. Angalia, I think those who captured these after the reversal did get some good pips. So we'll be looking to see whether tutafika hapa downside leo. Tutakuwa tunaangalia tuone kama tutaweza kumake it here to the horizontal line. Tutakuwa tunaangalia tuone kama tutaweza kufika to that area, to the resistance, to the support area that is, but we could experience some sort of retracement before then, because as you can see, the market moves in support and resistance patterns. So we'll be looking to see whether tutafika kwa hiyo area before to bounce back ama to breach it to the downside. In 4 hours, this is how it looks. It is a very strong SNR area. However, I'm positive in the long run, we might breach this area to the downside, just like the GU, the EU, and the rest of the currencies. We might breach this area to the downside, but we'll be very careful trending at that area. Again, we'll watch out what happens. So this might happen next week, or even a spike today will take us, or might take us there. So yeah, we'll be watching for that. So we'll look at news as well. This is what happened with the Great Britain pound. This is a daily chart. In a 4 hours chart yesterday, we were looking to see whether we'll breach that as where we were. This is where we were yesterday. We were looking to see whether we'll make it to the downside. And I said, if you did get your sells up here or even here, you are a bit safe. But if this was your area of interest, we said that you should be very careful to see whether you will get retracement. I'm sure most of the people who did get in here maybe got some small losses. I'm not sure kama kuna mtu ali over risk kama we get in here, because like we always say, we do not want to sell when the price has already moved. So sometimes hata ukiona market imemove, no, it's a beautiful setup. Sometimes you just do it. So this market yesterday, instead of coming down, it did retrace even further with some news from China. A lot of what do you call it? Inflation levels. So we'll be looking to see whether we make it to the downside later, but today we'll be watching out to see. We might even retrace up to the week that we'd had before we even move lower. Again, like I always say, these are part of the stop hunts that happen in the market, so we could get some stop hunt. These are just some fakes in the market. But again, we'll be very careful on that market since we are not holding any cards on this, and we are almost to our support area, our first support area. So that we might challenge. So we might get some sort of retracement, but again, if you get a good setup, then you might get in. I know a lot of people, a lot of traders do not make money because of fear. You fear getting in sometimes, and you only get a good trade when the market has already moved a lot. So pia ni poa ukiwa na that courage ya kumake trades. I love those people who, kama ni kuanza washaanza na demo, kama ni live washaanza na live, na wananana hata kama ni kidogo with a very small lot size. That is the way to learn. That's the best way to learn. Otherwise, you cannot know how to ride a bike without riding it. You must, lazima upande. At some point utaanguka pia, but what's the end game? The end game is utajua kuendesha hiyo baiskeli. Same thing, ukikaa kwa demo for a very long time kama hujaanza, then it doesn't work out the best, but it's always good to practice as well. Sisemi tusitumie demo account. Okay, so that is it for the GU. The Aussie did behave almost similarly, but for the Aussie, we've been expecting it to come to this area kwanza, haijafika bado. So it is a beautiful setup, I would say, for me. Kama unakumbuka charts za jana, this is what we are expecting before we even make lower lows to this specific area yenye tulisema hatujafika for quite some time, if you remember. Kuna this area down here. So once we breach this area, tena tutakuwa tuna target this area below. This is where we had our previous support. So this area, and there is a likelihood that we might hit this area and bounce back here like a retracement before we even make lower lows. So for today and maybe even Monday, we'll be looking to see whether tutafika kwa this specific support and resistance area. Na tukifika hapa tunaweza pata some sort of retracement, so we'll be very careful. I think the market has started moving, but again, we should be very careful because it could come back to this area to challenge these weeks, and or even come back to the consolidation area. So that is a possibility as well. However, we are very hopeful that it will come down by the end of the day or Monday. So don't be so afraid to take this as long as you have very good risk management. Any views on that? Ian, karibu sana. Naona tuko na Asina mambo? Mabado hatusikii.
Poa, morning.
Morning to you. How are you?
Now I'm very fine. Thanks a lot, Ahmad. I'm joining in.
Oh, karibu sana. Where are you from?
Nakuru.
Where uko Nakuru? That is good. That is good. We do not have someone else from Nakuru. That is good. Elim. Vipi?
Well, the analysis that you guys are doing, I think it's a good thing.
Yes.
So I'm learning a thing or two.
That is good. That's beautiful. Karibu sana. Karibu sana. That is beautiful. We do this almost every day. So today is more of back testing and seeing what we've been looking at the whole week. So nothing much. Don't expect a lot from today. But as we begin the week, we'll be looking for new insights. We'll see if our trades do not perform. Then sometimes we even have a change of view of what is going on, because as a trader, we must be very flexible. We cannot be rigid that, for example, kama sasa tumesema this market will go up to this area, and then if it doesn't, then we still hold on up to hata ikibai. So as a trader, you need to be very flexible. So those are the things that we help each other with around here. So karibu sana. I'm sure you learn a lot. I also learn a lot from you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mashkuru. Thanks a lot.
So Ian.
Niaje Juma.
Fiti sana. Unaonaje about the Aussie?
Aussie mimi jana by the way check out na spike nyingine refu niaje.
This one. Yeah. Yesterday in 1 hour's chat, we looked most of the currencies did retrace and even pushed further up. Naona ilifika kama hapa. Hata gold So yesterday yesterday I'm sure I know a number of people were stopped out in a few trades, but
Hiyo ni kawaida.
hiyo ni kawaida. Like I said, there is always hunting in this market. There is some fraud. So and as much as we can be right, sometimes it's not our wanting. Again, ndio nilikuwa nimesema, if you did manage to get your trades up here, or even where we started with the sales in this specific currency pair, you are a bit safe. But if you did get right in here, hata hapa somehow kama ulikuwa na trade stop loss yako, I'm sure you are somehow hit. So don't worry. We will always have very beautiful setups in future. Once
good morning, Juma.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm fine. Umechelewa.
Haina mambo. Leo ni Friday bana. Leo na tena hakuna curfew. So hata tujui umetoka wapi.
Hakuna curfew.
Curfew iliisha bwana.
Mimi ndo nasikia sahi habari.
Buda.
Niko nje.
Hakuna curfew, labda Uhuru aseme leo amerudisha, lakini bado leo tutashinda nje.
Leo ni kuserereka.
Alafu at least sasa even hata mabete wetu wenye wako kwa payroll leo wanatulipa, watu wanauza bidhaa kama elimu leo wanapata customers. So leo ni kutreatiana vibaya sana huku nje. Anyway, this is how the Euro USD looks like. For the Euro USD, hii currency imekuwa ikimove to the downside, na tulisema hivyo. The first place tulikuwa tuna challenge ni area, and we did manage to go below that area. So we did say that we might be looking for more sells. And right now we are holding around this area. Yesterday, I did get into some trades in this currency pair, hoping that it will spike up just like the rest, but haikuenda far. So uzuri, I was hedging because I already have positions of selling this currency pair. So we'll be looking to see how it performs. Most certainly that this morning, this market will retrace above kidogo before we even start getting our lower lows. And even maybe we will not get any lower lows for today because it's on a Friday. Again, the market, once imekimbia sana, these guys need to breathe. These guys need to feel like they're still in control of the market. The buyers will try to push the market up somehow. That's what we're expecting. However, I don't think they'll make higher highs unless they have spikes because of anything like the news. But tuna hope at the end of the day, in the long run, we'll get lower lows on this currency pair. This is how it looks in a daily chart. Once we breach this area to the downside, we'll be looking to see, because we did breach this area to the downside, we'll see once we do get out of that SNR area that is forming, then we'll be challenging this area down here. Yesterday, I remember tukiulizana, where do we place our stop losses? Where our take profit, where is our support and where is our resistance? So we'll be challenging around this area. Tukasema tutaangalia, tutakuwa na time ya kuangalia in depth.
Juma.
Yes.
Juma. So nimefanikiwa kurudi kwa chart zangu za kitambo za currency pairs. So okay, nimezipata vile nilikuwa nazo from back when tulianza na Yano. For around March huko. So looking back to those days, there's a support area ya Euro USD at 1.16034.
1.16.
That's the most current in Breachiwa. It was from very, very fast.
Yeah. Because these are daily charts. This is kitambo sana,
yeah. So at the end of 4 hours, that's the only support is broken.
Yeah. Which was a major SNR area here.
Yeah, it was, so size we expecting to see pullbacks at that area. So that we might be testing again at 1.11710.
So where do you think tutafika? Unasema 1.7?
1.11710. So if you're going to look for another support up, that's where I had left. And then Nangalia, the thing is running down, and it's on a bearish channel. Iangalia from my end.
What time frame are you using? Because we are looking at it
On
from
a daily time frame.
on a
daily time frame.
Okay, so Alim,
Mhm.
I agree with you. However, kuna kitu tunasemanga tunaangalianga tunajiuliza where did the market turn, ama what are we expecting next from the market, because already tumekuwa tukibuy, that is very true. Tukajaribu ku make higher highs and we were unable, we even formed a double top from the daily chart. We've tried to breach this area to the downside the first time again, wakati tulikuwa tunaenda high tukashindwa, tukajaribu tena, it formed a good support, tukaenda higher ikarudi hapa, hata haiku make it hapa, so ikajaribu kukimbia. Like I always give a scenario of this guy who is running, na vile aliona maybe haizi vuka hii area, tuseme this was a river, this support area was a river, he did run back in, so that again momentum ya kukuja akiwa ameipita, na saa hii amemanage kuipita. So maybe what he can do is, yes, he can get back, apumzike, to assume aoshe uso, you know, to assume alikuwa amesweat sana, so this guy will come back right in. But again, in the long run, I'm seeing this as a bearish. What I'm trying to say is that this market has turned. It's no longer a buy, it's a sell. But we might get some, what Elim is saying is we will be getting some sort of retracement that we should be watching out. However, I'm very positive that in the long run, this market is bearish and we'll be looking to challenge even this area to the downside in a few months, because these are daily chart. So meanwhile, yeah. So meanwhile, this is how it looks in 4 hours. So we should be very careful if you're trying to get your entries at this point, because like we always say, we never want to sell when the price is already low. We like to sell when the price is high, so that we make our profits, we make our money. Jana hata I did comment on one of the posts on WhatsApp. Like always say, hakuna wakati tunaendanga shopping. Sisi tuko hapa shopping for pips. We are shopping for the pips, and we want the big pips, the grand pips, you know. So if we are doing shopping, hatutaki wakati the price is bad, because we are in business, we buy and then we sell. When we are buying that, we want to buy when the price is low, but right now the price we are anticipating the price will go lower. We are holding the cards, the price is a bit high for now. Then we should be watching. However, we expect some sort of retracement, like I said, so we will be looking to see whether we'll retrace at least. For me, I'm thinking this support area, we might go even above it before we make lower lows. We'll be watching out for that. But I think right now it's just a bad time if you decided to make an entry on this market. For Euro USD, I would suggest that you stay out of this market for today, unless you have a very big account that can hold losses mpaka huku juu. Yeah, so
alafu nimeona Marlin anauza NFP. Today we don't have NFP, tuko na ISM pekee. Kuna ISM na copy CE. That is on USA. So NFP nakuja next Friday. Watch out for that.
Yeah, we will be here. Kuna msee nasikia kwa mahali kuna kelele. Sijui nani.
Acha vyombo.
Sawa, so USD CAD tumekonga tukiangalia this currency pair, by the way. It's been a funny one. It's been going up and down. Yesterday we've been anticipating that it goes up, but yesterday wakati wa ile retracement, even the other currency pairs, it did come down. I'm sure it did take out a number of people. It did take me out because nilikuwa nimeplay stop loss yangu. I was trailing my stop loss. It did take me out. But now inaanza kuperform tena, and I'm hoping that it will make even higher highs. However, tunaweza get some retracement tena kidogo before it even make higher highs. But tulikuwa tumesema this is the first place we'll challenge, and this before we even make higher highs. So we'll be watching out for that as well. Again, today being on a Friday, you'll be careful. Sijui kama there are people who hold trades over the weekend, ama most of you get out. So we'll be watching out for that.
Weekend me ufanya synthetics.
It's because of the high volatility and the gapping that might happen in the market. It's not wise to be holding the trades over the weekend. However, nimesema kama account yako ni kubwa, you feel like it can work. Then sometimes it works on our favor. Sometimes kuna gapping inakujanga inakupea profits zingine crazy. but now pia just the same way inaweza kupea a very big negative, so it's always good to watch out. So mesalimiwa na Sheila sana, she is unable to make it today. We are looking at the USD JPY. Tulisema wakiendelea kubai, si tunafanya nini? Tunawauzia. So today we are here, tumerudi back in sana, but again because it's jana, this happened yesterday in the evening in Kenyan time, so we'll be looking to see how it performs. I'm a bit positive that we'll try to come up, but we might not even challenge the highest price that we had, but we might get some good retracement. We'll be watching out for that. Again, we will not be very quick to sell on this market since it might even make higher highs. So we'll be watching out for that as well. This is how it looks in a daily time frame. Tulikuwa hapo hivi, so tunaweza kuwa tunajitayarisha ndio tuvuke hii place. So we will not be very quick as well to sell. Since most of the currencies, the USD currencies, the major pairs to sell, so we might get some more buys on this. So the best we can do is get some retest on these prices. So let's not be very quick. Let's not be very quick to buy these, to sell or buy these. So we'll be watching out for this as well for the day. So like I always say, sometimes not trading is the best trade. However, you can risk these and maybe place your stop losses below because we might get very good price.
Juma. Ule mtu kama mimi ana analyze market, maacha umeka hadi entry na hauingii kwa hiyo market, shida yake huko nini?
Uoga. Acha hiyo by the way tuta handle. Unaona kuna
unaona kwa USD JPY.
For example,
I have a very nice setup. Nitaituma kwa group later. It's from about 4 months ago. Nilikuwa na entry ya buy.
Huku hivi hata.
Na ilibuy kitambo, saa hizi ndio naangalia naona haya. Been buying so well.
So there are a lot, people are facing a lot of challenges. Begin with kuna kwanga capital for every new beginner because wase wengi wakonge wamejipanga wakiingia because we're here to make money and this is like a business, you need to finance it. That is one. Two, so sometimes kama mimi, sometimes there are very good trades that I look at, but I may not get in because my account cannot handle every trade that I look at. So sometimes you can have a very beautiful setup, but I cannot manage, and especially because I'm a funded trader, so I have to be very risk averse. Number two, kuna uoga. You're not sure of your analysis, so you're not very sure about your analysis, and so unaogopa kuingia when wakati unaangalia unapata ishaenda. Then there's something we call fear of missing out. Unapata sometimes you just get into a very bad trade because you feared missing out on that specific trade. Alafu what happens? Inakutoa. Because kama sasa, you might think that this will be a very good sell or even a buy, then you get in very late. Inakutoa. So there is just a lot that we can say. Zinafanyaga wase wa nini. Again, depending to na mse. Sometimes unakuanga with pending orders, I believe we can do wonders with pending orders.
Yeah, with pending orders. Pending orders inaweza kuwa tamu sana.
Because most of us, sometimes we have very busy schedules. Some of us, I'm not sure of the rest. So kama wewe Lim, I know sometimes you do have a busy schedule. What you do is use pending orders. Ndio wakati hata hauko, at least trade yako inaweza activate na iende venye inafaa, unaona. So me advice mse kama you have a busy schedule, because I have guys who are working and they're very good traders maze. Unapata mse ana make do mob na tuliko na sisi tunashinda kwa charts. Why? Because that guy anajua how to use pending orders. Ndio maana tuko na everything automated. So we'll be looking at that as well. So Eurocard tulikuwa tumeruka hii currency because we've not been trading it. However, it did sell very well like we anticipated yesterday. Tulikuwa na anticipate itakuja to this area. That is what exactly happened. It did come down to this area. Ian, unakumbuka?
Yeah, nakumbuka.
Tungoja tuone USD JPY kama itakuwa na weakness from the buyers. Yeah, of course. Ngoja kwanza tuone vile ita perform before we get our entries even to the retracement. So Eurocard tulikuwa tumesema jana itafika hapa at least before even it starts either retracing or making lower lows. This is what exactly happened. So again today I don't see any trade I would place in this currency pair. Maybe during the day naweza ona wameanza kukuwa na good setup, they give me a good price action signal. Maybe Ian akiangalia candles there anaweza get a very good entry on this. I'm not sure. Ian, what do you think about this?
Oh,
Ian kama anapotea.
Juma.
I
Niko na
know.
shida kiasi hapa hivi ya internet.
I
So
know.
like unaweza zoom in kiasi.
Oh, let me do so. Unacheki? Cheki. This is 4 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ninaona hapo chini naona like ni some sort of an arami pattern. Lakini si unajua imekuja sana sana to the support zone. So like hapo hivyo tulikuwa tunangoja some bounce off. Of which tunaona saa hii some buyers wanaanza kuingia into the market. Lakini actually Eurocard by the itabidi tuanze kutokea monthly kabisa. Monthly. Nimeshinda nikisema hivyo na sijui mbona sijaifungua.
So Eurocard, I think tuta get serious into it now that naona kama imeanza kufinish up its consolidation. I think we can get very good breakouts from that.
Juma.
Yes.
I will advise against trading that pair today. I believe that card work on the news and it's high impact. So we should watch out. It's on a retracement run. We say it's almost over. The amount of fall yenye nimeona hapa. Nimekuwa na hizi setup. Imagine hata siziangaliangi but nimekuwa tu hapa kwa machini zile.
So niwaambie, most of you guys are very good kwa analysis. Most guys are good here. I'm sure hata nikikaa na wewe for one good week utakuwa very good. Ukikaa na Elimu, ukikaa na Ian, ukikaa na someone who knows, hata she's good I think, but shida inakujanga kwa emotions, entry and exits. Unajua vitu nitty-gritties, those are the things that matter here, taking profits, you know. So nakubaliana na wewe, hata mimi ndio nimesema we'll be watching out since tusha hit what we are expecting. For me, hata mimi this market I wouldn't suggest anyone to trade this market today, first of all, again because of the news. Nilikuwa nimeona hata mimi kuna card news, so we'll be just keeping an eye until we get a good breakout on this market, ama we start moving up again for the consolidation. That's when we can get in the market, but I believe now we'll get a very good breakout since tushamalizana na ile challenge. I mean the consolidation area yenye ilikuwa na challenge. So to finish up, silver, this is how silver has been performing. We've been looking for sells for silver until yesterday, tukasema tunaweza kuwa tukiangalia for more sells. Unfortunately on the New York market, the market did reverse a little bit, ama sana, because if you look at that market in 1 hour, those are very big candles. You can see these are very big movement, very, very big. So we'll be watching out to see whether we'll make it higher highs, lower lows. But before then, I'm sure we'll come back a bit up. We'll be looking to see how that performs. We might get back into this region that we've been at for a long time. You see this region. We might get into this region. So before we even make lower lows again, we'll be looking to see how that performs. Same with gold. We'll be looking to see how gold performs. You can see it did push up very, very high. We could say this is a double bottom. However, we are not saying that the market has reversed in general for the long term. The market is still holding below some big resistance areas. So for today, again, we'll not be trading this currency pair unless we have a very good signal. We're also anticipating that this market might retrace a little bit before it comes up back again, but we'll be watching out very carefully whether it will breach this area. So this is again our area of interest, Bado. So this market is a bit ambiguous for today. I would suggest if it's not clear, unless you do deeper analysis and you're bold enough to take the risk, this is not a smooth market for the day. So we'll be watching out for that as well. Again, on Monday, tutakuwa tunazipitia. US oil has been a bit undecided as well, because tulikuwa tumemake higher highs until our targets. You remember our target was up here. When we did hit our target, ilikuwa around this area. Tumekuwa tukistagnate, tuna up and down. So we cannot say that we are very decided on this market. In 4 hours, this is how it looks. So since yesterday, this is just the movement that has made. We are not very sure that this will push to the downside or even will make higher highs. So we'll be watching to see whether we get a good price action for entries. Again, this is not it. It can be a very early entry for the oil. Again, I would suggest that we stay out of it unless there's a question. I think that is it for today. Tulikuwa tumeangalia USD share. Kuna msee alikuwa amerequest na sijui alienda wapi ama bado yuko. We're still holding around that area, but at least tulikuwa tumeanzana nayo huku tukasema this is the area we'll be targeting, and after that we'll be looking to see whether we make higher highs. We haven't made any higher high, so we actually did go low in the daily time frame, in the hourly time frame. But these are good setups. These are good setups and good questions we'll be looking at. Tulisema on a daily time frame tunaweza kwa tukiangalia ku break this area to the downside, so it can be a bit too early to get into this market. It can be a bit too early to get into this market. We'll see whether we get some retracement before we get into make even higher highs. However, risk management is very paramount. Make sure you manage your trades very well. Sitaki tuko tunafanya analysis hapa because we do the analysis together, but I'm sure the results are very different. Mimi nataka tuangalie Euro Chef. Kwa jamii niliambia nisiite chef, ndio. Swiss franc. So the Swiss franc. So in a daily time frame, this currency seems to be, on a general view, this currency seems to be a bearish market. However, we are in a very strong conflicted area with support and resistance. This market did try to breach to the downside. It was pushed back right in. It did try again. It never made higher highs to even challenge this support area. So for me, this market is a bit bearish, but short-term bearish because we'll be challenging this area down here. This is where we'll be challenging. We'll be looking to see whether we'll reach down here. But before then, we anticipate that we might get some sort of retracement or some sort of reversal before we even make lower lows to challenge this area. So in the long term, I wouldn't say that this market will overturn or will make a difference on this market. But as you can see, even in a weekly time frame, this is a very strong support area. So we'll be watching out to see whether we'll challenge this area before we make higher highs or even decide whether we'll make lower lows to challenge this support area. So that is what I would say for the Euro Chef. Sijui unaonaje for the Euro Chef? Na leo mko na kelele, najua ni Friday lakini. So I think that is it for the Euro Chef. Again, time is not on our side, so guys, it's been a good week, except for jana wale walikuwa stopped out. Hata mimi nilikuwa na some few trades zenye hazikuwork as I expected, but that is how the market behaves. Ukivuna sana lazima ukuwe na some drawbacks kidogo. It's normal. So guys, have a good lovely week. May the peeps be with you. See you next Monday. See you on Monday. Make sure you subscribe. If you do miss any trade, you can go pale YouTube and angalia how we've been doing it, and we'll go to that. So good day, guys. May the peeps be with you.
With you too.
Bye.